Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently in a chill period. We absolutely need to let our manpower recover after that last war with Kilwa. No doubt about that one. We won the war, but at what cost is what we now have to be asking. Now there are actually some interesting things that we can do here. We can get Wandering Shaman giving us 2% missionary strength for 50 admin power. We absolutely 100% take that. That's for sure. Can we claim back some Crownland? Yes, we can. Consider it done. So that looks good. We're going to tick forward here, but we can also build a temple for 0.17. Is there a better workshop? 0.11? So no. Okay, we'll build that temple. Sounds great. Now the Makuan Separatists are going to spawn over here eventually. These guys are taking attrition here. Okay. So what I've done in the past to fix this particular problem, where the armies that we want are much larger than our supply limits, I've just split it into two. So our combat width is 27, right? So what we would do is we would end up having like a combat width of 14. So we would have, we would take half of our cavalry, and then we would have this go up to about 12. Like that. And then we would take half of our cannon, and then we just equalize these. So these guys would go down to Batua. And this, of course, means that we need twice as many leaders, which is slightly problematic, but we can do that. That's not a big deal. These guys can commence their drill. So 12, 2, and 3, well, actually 12, 2, and 4 would be our current target. But we need manpower for that, right? That's for sure. So we're going to split off some of these. We're going to take this down to 12, 2, and 4. There we go. That'll do. We'll move these guys up over here once their morale regenerates a bit. There we go. And we'll get them a leader. And like we've done previously, these are intended to stick together and fight together. At least two armies. Because together, they max out the combat width, right? So this is a combat width of 14. This is a combat width of, well, not 14 yet. That's for sure. We're going to have to get a couple of infantry units there. But for now, that's fine. We'll get these drilling, and, I mean, realistically, we could... I was going to say we could cut our military budget. Actually, that would prevent them from reinforcing for the moment. Cool. The Mani would gain influence here. I would rather the Mani lose influence. So we will curb such excesses. That looks good. And they're currently disloyal. They're going to be upset. That's fine. So we're going to proceed here. Cool. And we're building up our manpower right now because I want to balance out these armies. So let's go ahead and get army templates built up here. Let's go in here, define army templates, and this is going to be what? 12, 2, and for now 3. But realistically, our supply limits seem to be okay around 25 in terms of supply weight. So I think that's going to be okay. So we're going to take this up to 12. This will be 2. And then this is going to go up to about, honestly, 11. Ultimately, we're going to want this to be 14, right? And we can take it there. That'll be fine. So we want to have a full back line and a full front line. And then the two armies fight together so that they are joined together and both fit the combat width once they are joined. So that'll be the goal, and we'll call this the standard army. There we go. We'll go ahead and save that. And then we'll need to conform these to template. So we'll let this work its way up. That's going to cost how much total manpower? It doesn't actually say. Well, 11,000, actually. So it does. So that'll be 11,000 manpower. Getting this conformed will be 13,000. And yes, these will take us over our force limits. I'm well aware of that. This will be 10,000. And then this one will be 15,000. Okay. So how much over the force limit is that going to take us? I want to hop over here. We can only get 10 more units right now. Noted. Let's tick forward a day so that we can send this guy out again. There we go. Now we're going to have a lot of autonomy ticking down, right? That's for sure. Have we made all of these into states? Hang on. There's a state map mode here. Okay, this should be made into a state. There we go. This should be made into a state. And that's our capital state. This should be made into a state. This is bringing us over our governing cap. That's the reason why it wasn't popping up that we should be doing this. But going over our governing cap isn't that big of a deal. It's a bit of a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we will get all of these full chord so that they'll start properly ticking down. Cool. So our colony down here just became self-sustaining. I also noticed... Okay, these guys just popped. I also noticed that the Spanish started going up this direction. That's okay. I don't mind that. So we're going to send our colonist down over here. There we go. I'm not sure if this is considered part of Africa or not. If it is, we'll have to take it from Spain. But we're going to have to fight Spain anyway, right? That's definitely a thing that's going to have to happen eventually. We'll core Senku. There we go. And these guys need to be dealt with. So we will stop drilling this force, and they are going to walk over here. We're going to need to bump our army maintenance back up now. Which I guess is fine. We're going to spend our manpower, which I don't love. But this timing was awkward. So it is what it is. I mean, we do need to get our manpower reinforced, right? There's no doubt about that. We can go up to Diptech 10 here, which sounds good. Let's go ahead and do that, but I want to shift over to admin focus now. There we go. We'll let this tick forward. I'll give it one additional month tick beyond this one. So once this is on 1 September, we'll go. Such a horrible fate. Okay, now it's 4 September. So we'll go on in. Beautiful. We'll have no problem with this. Easy. Each of these are individually decent fighters. They're just half of the combat width, right? So if it's going to be a big battle that's going to get to the combat width, we'll need them both. But in most situations, it won't be that. So they'll be probably okay to be split. We just don't want them very split. We lost our explorer. Okay, we'll get a new one. And we will head on out and continue to explore. Fantastic. 100 population? Welcome to the faith. We're also over our military leader limit right now. So that's noted. Do we only have... Yeah, the 5. But it's 4 out of 3. Got it. That's okay for now. I'm not too concerned about that. That's costing us 1 military power per month. It's not the end of the world. We're making up for that more than with this guy. So that looks good. Bribes are growing more accepted. Okay, our corruption going up there is not ideal. How are we doing on our institution growth? We could now enact this for 2,000 gold. Noted. That will come down. But it's an interesting option. We still have a bunch of loans to repay. 100 support for colonialism? Done. That puts us in debt right now. We need to debase our currency twice, unfortunately. And we'll drop our rooting out of corruption a little bit, down to here. It's not perfect. We definitely don't want to expand our military right now. I think that's very clear. We'll prepare for the expansion, but we're not going to expand it at this moment. We need to let our economy recover a bit. And by the way, we can actually spend that money on building a couple of workshops. So that looks good. And we can now mothball this fort as well. There we go. Looks great. Okay. We renewed a loan. That's to be expected. And our corruption is high. We're going to be working our corruption down. We do have that unbalanced research right now. And bringing up our admin tech will help that tremendously. So we definitely need to bring up our admin tech. That's very clear. Our next idea group is at admin tech 10. Noted. We renewed another loan. Not great, but it is what it is. And we'll need to send out our explorer again. There we go. We'll just continue to explore the area. How strong is Morocco? Actually, not that strong. Okay, noted. That's interesting. These guys are supposed to be drilling, are they not? Go ahead and drill. 65 support for Renaissance in Nagoya. Do it. The faster we can get Renaissance, the better off we'll be. And currently it's a matter of cash, right? But it is beginning to spread in all of these locations. The most expensive is Mpemba. That's 116.84. And it's going to spread there pretty quickly. Colonialism is spreading there nicely as well at this point. Yeah, that looks good. So we're going to have colonialism and Renaissance fairly swiftly. We are currently negative on our income, and that is primarily because we are reinforcing. That's costing us 5.14 extra per month. I'm going to cut the army maintenance again. We're going to keep drilling, but we're just going to bank the manpower. We'll go ahead and explore the North Atlantic Sea. Fantastic. And this is looking reasonably fine. How much more do we need here? 5,000? Okay. Noted. That's reasonably fine. 5,000, huh? And then we're going to need like 20,000 at least to get this all maxed out. It's going to be more than that. It's going to be more like 40,000. We do have a disloyal estate right now that is hurting our manpower recovery. They'll come back up. They'll get over it. Equilibrium is 59.8%. It'll be fine. We just need to let that come up. So that's looking good. And even with that malice, we're at 494 a month. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Renewing our loans is a little bad. We don't like that. I don't want to spend money here. I don't want to spend admin power either. We'll go ahead and summon the Diet. And manpower level at least 50%. Yes, we'll do that. So we're going to get there. That will take, what, like 60 months? It'll be a while, for sure. A slaving economy, huh? Institution spread would be nice. But no, we'll not do that. Spain gets a claim on Great Karoo. Are they actually going to do anything? Maybe, eventually. Lose ducats or lose professionalism? We're going to take the economic stimulation, actually. We'll lose the professionalism, we will get it back. So that'll... Actually, we didn't even drop below regimental mustering, so that's good. Cool. Kilwa was building a spy network. Funny. For the time being, I'm not too concerned about that. Our truce with Kilwa has ended. We're not going back to war with them immediately. That's for sure. We got a heretic conversion done. We will head to Antimoro next. Beautiful. And we'll just continue to work on that. We need to get to the point where we can convert all of those Sunni provinces, but that's going to take some time. How are our colonies doing? Making a deal with the traders? No. Spain already had that claim, was my impression. We're doing okay here, and this one really should be up over here. Where is that other colony? Natal and Great Karoo. Okay, this one's almost done. So we're going to work our way up here and work on filling in South Africa. That'll be fine. So this will be done actually next month. Looks good. In fact, we could recall this guy right now. It's pretty much guaranteed to be done next month. There we go. So that saves us a couple of days. And we can go ahead and core that. We are going to need more governing cap eventually. How are we doing on our realm reform? Okay, we can definitely do some work there. The trade good in Natal is now gold. That's great. And we are going to look at potentially getting a workshop in Madanda for right now. Although, alternatively, we may want to spend that money on getting rid of our debt. I think that makes sense. Shirazi merchants. Okay, trade power. I like it. That sounds really good. Local goods produced reduction, but this will get us production efficiency. This admin tech is going to be huge. So we take that. Definitely. How are we doing on our institution? 1,700 gold at this point. Gold is mostly what we need, right? Right. 4.77. It's gonna be a little bit tight. I'm thinking right now, could we get away with doing a sale of titles? We could. That will get rid of this malice. That'll get us 839 gold. Then we could seize back land, but we need to wait for these guys to come back. But yeah, see, that went from minus 7.5 to plus 15. So our manpower is going to be regenerating a lot faster now. Then we can come in here and think about repaying 2 of our loans. That cuts down our interest, bringing up our income, which we could put towards rooting out corruption, but actually I'm going to cut down our rooting out of corruption a little bit. Yes, this is going to take a really long time to go away. In fact, we could completely cut it. 50 ducats. They knew the risks. I don't like it, but they knew the risks. And now from here, we can think about potentially adopting this institution. So we're going to be able to pay off our loans much more quickly, right? So our next loan is going to be 356.09. Expires in April of this year. Are we going to have enough for that? We're making 13.62 per month. I think we'll get there. Yeah, next month we'll get there. Looks good. And then these are much later. So that looks great. We'll repay that loan. Excellent. So that brings us up to 14.66 per month. We're doing way better financially. This was definitely the right move. We need to continue to bank manpower. Corrupt taxman, huh? We'll lose admin power, but I don't like it. That's an event because of our corruption. That's understood. We'll work on that. But not right now. We've got bigger problems at this moment. Dip power? Yes, please. Missionary strength plus 1% is awfully good. For 20 years, the religion in Lolo would go to Sunni. I think that's okay. Yeah, 27 months. That sounds good. Okay, so our explorer is ready here, and we are, of course, going to continue to explore. This time we're going to go to the Mediterranean. Fantastic. Remember, we need to get up to about 31,000 manpower before we finish our mission here. So that's good. And these are still dropping in their autonomy. So we're still improving our economy and also improving our force limit, which is great. So our next move is to continue paying off our interest. That's for sure. No doubt about that one. We can actually cut our fleet maintenance. And that is something we should do. Definitely. I'm not going to debase. Morocco rivaled us. Okay. For the time being, we're not too concerned about that. Morocco's kind of big. They're Miltech 12. But they're not that scary. They're really not that scary. We're close to Miltech 12. So that's all good. I definitely do want to grab this institution, and Mpemba has actually accepted it. We just lost our advisor in the trade category. I think we don't replace them right now. Or we just go with this guy. This cheap one. Yeah, that'll do for the time being. 19 ducats per month. That's looking good. So we're going to get this interest out of here soon enough. Yearly prestige and admin tech cost reduction. Yes, please. Kilwa is threatening our trade. How rude. We are, of course, going to continue our exploration. There we go. Cool. And we're up to 27,000 manpower now. That's regenerating nicely. My usual goal is to get to about 1,000 manpower regen per month. That's when I'm starting to feel like we have tons of manpower to spare. We could definitely grab clergy land rights here. And we'll go ahead and do that. There we go. We will want to seize back more land, but that will mean that we're no longer over our governing cap, which will be good. Okay, we're very, very close now to fulfilling our manpower mission. We can also repay one of these loans. There we go. Saving us about $1 ducat a month in interest, and we can also grab a government reform. So what do we want here? Our reform is available in Tier 6. Parliamentarism. Royal decree. I don't love it. I feel like general estates isn't great either. Stability cost modifier, no stability loss on monarch death. We could become a republic or install a theocratic government. I don't think either of those are good either. So maybe we just go with general estates. But we have that mission to bring the Mani's influence down, right? Right. So, in order to do that, their loyalty needs to be 50 or greater, their influence is lower than 30, and we have to own 50% Crownland. That's still a very long ways away, I feel like. Okay. So, that means that we do not take this reform. Just a flat -1 national unrest isn't bad. This disables the nobility estate. Hang on. How does that interact with the mission? Does it bypass it? I don't know how that works. And we can't make a save and test it because it's Iron Man. Actually, we can. Because we're not going to unpause. We'd have to, like, quit the game and come back. I have no idea how that works. We're probably not going to do that. We'll just find out. And maybe it's a mistake and maybe it isn't. So we go for this. This disables the nobility estate. Oh, we can't actually do that one because we need to not have the estate. Right. Okay, so that's not allowed. That's not even allowed. We could just go with the absolutism, to be honest. Let's do it. Let's just go with the absolutism. We'll call it good. That makes sense that it's not allowed because I was very confused on how that would interact with that mission. So there we go. They gain 10 loyalty. That's great. And now we can theoretically seize land. There we go. Bring that back up. That'll do just fine. We renewed a loan, but that's only our singular remaining loan. If only we had common sense. So we lose a stability there. That's not the biggest of deals. And now we can certainly go back to reinforcing our forces. Like this. So that's going to be fully reinforced very quickly now that we've built up the manpower. That's great. 200 ducats here is actually really good. And these guys, their leader just died. So we need to roll up a new one. It'll be this guy. And there we go. Yes, we have too many military leaders, but we want to keep them drilled. So that'll be okay. We are deliberately having too many military leaders. And we'll be done reinforcing our military very, very soon here. Cool. So we'll send these guys out to the American East Coast. Looks good. And we're going to repay this loan as soon as we can, which will be, I think, 407 gold. Okay. Well, that's going to go down as our interest payments come in. Yeah, 406.28 now. 405.26. So that'll be like 3 months away, right? Yeah, like 3 months away. Cool. No real problem there. We'll just wait that out. Spain is preparing to attack somebody, but it's not us, so we're fine with that. And let's go ahead and grab this loan repayment. Okay, we're now out of debt, and I'd like to start rooting out corruption at some measurable speed, like 0.5 annually, something like that. But I want to actually be making more money than this as well. So we're going to go to maybe like 0.25. Yeah, this is a reasonable balance, I feel like. We can invest in an expansion idea here. I don't think that's a great concept right now, but the supply limit plus 50% is actually a really big deal. We can then grab African Plains warriors. And yes, those have the pips that I want. Cool. And now that we have that 50% supply limit increase, that doesn't seem to have changed much in terms of our supply out here, does it? Oh, 34. Okay, yeah. Sure. So we can actually combine these back together now. We can convert a province, and we will definitely work on that. Rains bring fertility. Cool. And we're going to group this together and start drilling them. This guy... Actually, we can come in here. We can now fire this fine gentleman. Or actually, who is this that's not attached? This fine gentleman. There we go. Did that actually go? Weird. Okay, 33. That should be fine. Offer of knowledge sharing, huh? No, we decline that. Let's come back into our military here. I don't know why we can't dismiss this guy, apparently. I want to dismiss. We'll group these together, and this guy should be in, and this guy should be in. Right? We want the high shock people. The other two could be dismissed, in theory. So this is led by Alexio. This is led by Colonial. Either of these being gotten rid of would be fine. I want to dismiss this man. He is unassigned. I'm aware of this. I would like to dismiss him. Okay. One of them was dismissed. We're good. That was really weird. But it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to work on bolstering our economy, getting our institutions embraced, and building up our military. Because that is going to be necessary. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be a big, big deal. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisol, Kadra, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.